What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. The other day, I made a video about Lori Harvey's Instagram post in which she calls herself the Blueprint. Now, the definition of the Blueprint is, very straightforward. It is the manual or the way forward, a design for something to go or for something to occur. All right. That's what we're dealing with when we're talking about blueprint. All right. It's the ideal thing. And what she is trying to say is, I am the master plan. I am the arrangement. I am what you should try to become. The blueprint is me. So now I want to also leverage that by talking about the fact that Lori Harvey has come out and talked about her body is natural. Now, going into what I'm going to talk about now cannot be confirmed or denied, but this is a rumor. And now what you're hearing is that she has gotten mini BBLs and gummy bear implants. Okay. And the gummy bear implants are basically, I believe, I don't know if they're breast enhancement or things like that. But I want to kind of go back to the blueprint. And something that you see with a lot of the ladies who are in the IG model industry, and I'm not talking about insofar as, places outside the States or Africa, but I'm dealing with what you're seeing in North America. And maybe some islands in the Caribbean, like, Dominican Republic. A lot of women are trying to look exactly the same. Okay? Exactly the same. And what you're seeing is, because they look exactly the same, it looks like hive-minded thinking. Men tend to be a little bit more different. And that's the thing about women I've noticed, especially in the black community. Black community, in my perspective, not all people are the same, but the working class woman and the educated black woman with the Spelman, they watch the same shows. They go to the same churches. They're influenced by the same music. This is not all the time, but typically, okay? Black men, from the working class black man to the guy that's upper middle class, they're completely different individuals. They tend to not like the same things or the same women or even want to be around each other. Okay? That's typically the case. We don't want to talk about it, but there is a difference. So what I'm saying is, a lot of these ladies who are trying to be the blueprint, they're not very much different from each other. A lot of women are getting BBLs. A lot of women are getting gummy bear implants. A lot of women are going to the DR in Colombia and getting these enhancements. So much so that they're so much the same, guys can't differentiate between, number one, what's real and what's fake, and number two, what do they have to offer? Because everybody looks the same now. The same weaves, the same Fenty makeup. Okay? Fashion Nova, the same sandals. Everybody's the same. So when you look at the blueprint, it looks like it's been a manufactured product that you see. And what's happening is that everybody's trying to be a manufactured blueprint, trying to get to the bag, and not necessarily so worried about establishing long-term relationships. So then what happens is that sort of thinking is what is, in my opinion, separating relationships with men and women. Because the men can't differentiate from what Kevin Samuels called modern women. Now, not all modern women are getting BBLs. But if you look at the IG model industry, you don't know, number one, if it's real. Number two, we're going to be real, because there's two kinds of women in today's world, cis or trans. And we'll leave that. I'm just saying, allegedly, right, quote unquote, be politically correct. That's what they're saying now. So I know how some of you brothers feel about that. We'll leave that alone. So you can't even tell the difference now. because the attitudes tend to be the same. And do you know what? Most men now are starting to look for something more authentic, something more vintage. And see, the blueprint is manufactured. It has lost less value in the market. But now when you see, let's just look at Chris Rock. What does his woman look like? Lake Bell. Lake Bell is a regular Caucasian middle-aged woman. No BBLs, no enhancements that I can realize. She's a regular American white woman. Nothing wrong with that. But guys are feeling more comfortable with this because it's more original. Okay? And then also, the manufactured blueprint now doesn't care about how she treats other people as much. Lori Harvey has made a post about dumping Michael, dump him. See, the blueprint now is about getting the bag and clout chasing. What about your long-term relationships with a man? How to treat a man? I know how you want a man to treat you, but what do you have to offer socially to a man? What support systems do you create? And in this blueprint type of lady, are guys really seeing that? You're not seeing that. You're seeing a lot of physicality, good looks, possibly surgery, work done, but the behavior towards men is wanting. This is why you're seeing brothers going over to different countries, and brothers are starting to look for women that have more social factors. Like, what am I talking about? Let me just give you this example. Was the woman coming from a home where both of her parents were married? A lot of men are looking at that, especially high earning, higher middle class men, upper middle class or better. Was this woman, was she married? Were her parents married? Did she have a man in the house? Does she understand how relationships work? So guys are going away from the blueprint looking chick for long-term value and looking at, well, listen, because that blueprint is not something that somebody wants to, these blueprint women that are on Instagram, they're not looking for marriage and long-term relationships. Something they're looking for, many of them. So you're trying to be upset. Okay? Like Zelly Timothy. Is that a woman that you think is trying to be a wife right now? No. So men are saying, okay, let me look at the socioeconomic background of the lady. What college did she go to? What did her parents do? What did her grandparents do? And that's how guys are going to start winning now. Being paired with people who have more of the same values versus in chasing somebody with a, BBL or non-BBL butt. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again for the episode of The Celebrity Junker. Appreciate for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.